And teams got smart, and last year did not throw in Bott's direction.
It was All-American the following his junior year. Here we go into the third quarter. Case set to receive the opening kick. Still very bright and sunny. This will be Middlesitz from the 12-yard line across the 25 to the 30, 35, 40, 45, and is knocked down there. Finally wiped out by Angelo Morales, the senior, who prevents Middlesitz from going any farther, but he gets all the way out close to midfield at the 46-yard line.
A great return for Middlesitz. Had just one man to beat. If he can get by there, it's 55 more yards and a touchdown for Case to open the second half, and Case comes out unbalanced to the left again, Dave.
Two receivers on the left side. That's Nicely and Webster. Homick is in on the right. Baum in the shotgun. Derek Bush is the lone man in the backfield. They go to Homick on the quick route across midfield, and he gets out of bounds out near the 47-yard line of the Tartans. That one will go for 7, and a second down and 3 is coming up for Case Western Reserve. We're just underway in the second half here at Case Field in Cleveland, Ohio, under bright and sunny skies, 70 degrees. A summer-like day here in mid-November in Cleveland. We will take it. Bush again, the lone setback. He will get the handoff. Bush over left tackle is hit and driven straight ahead, down close to the 41-yard line.
Somebody's mouthpiece went flying.
He has the first down. First and 10 for Case. At the 41-yard line, they lead it by a score of 14-0. Ed went over the numbers at halftime. Joey Baum, 13 of 20, 114 yards in his final game here at Case. He'll take the snap, roll to his right. Homick is open, makes the catch down at the 30 and out of bounds at the 29-yard line. 12 yards from Baum to Zach Homick. Homick, the senior, makes another grab.
It gives him 10 on the afternoon, now at 87 catches this season.
10 catches now and up to 94 yards receiving today. Just a minute into the third quarter. Case leading at 14-0. Baum takes the snap. He will go back, hand it to Bush across the 30, now near the 25, and wrestled out of bounds. Again, Mike Shedlowski in there on the stop. Had help from Liam McGrath. Clock stops. Actually, they say stayed in bounds. 13:30 to play, and the clock continues to move. Looked out of bounds to me. Derek Bush lines up as the lone setback. 3 receivers on the left. Bryce Coleman, the tight end, is on the right side. Nicely and Webster, along with Homick on the left.
They got a linebacker lined up with Nicely.
They will go back and hand it to Derek Bush straight ahead on second down and 5. And Bush powering ahead for a couple of yards. It'll be short of the first down. Third down and 2 coming up for the Spartans. And coming up very gimpy on his right leg is Tony Opperman. Pardon me, that's on his left leg, which is heavily wrapped. That's the ankle that's been giving him fits the last couple of weeks, and he is in some severe pain down there, Ed.
And they're going to take him over, and he won't go to the bench.
Baum rolls out, hits Coleman with a pass at the 20-yard line and down to the 18. 4-yard pickup and a first down for Case as Bryce Coleman makes the catch. That is his second reception of the day. The tight end out of Solon, Ohio, Bryce Coleman, who is just a junior. Bush goes out, Deitman comes in. First and 10 Case inside the red zone now at the 18. Case leading it by a score of 14-0. Third quarter action. Joey Baum hands it off to Bill Deitman. Cutting to the right side is hit as he gets close to the 17. A hard-earned 1 yard. Shedlowski and McGrath on the tackle again.
Well, Case missed an opportunity there. They had 3 receivers to the left, and Carnegie Mellon had 2 defensive backs on that same side. That was it. They had rotated the safety over to prevent the run to the right side of the formation. And Case had a mismatch, 3-on-2 on the left side.
Joey Baum in the shotgun, 2nd down and 9. Football marked at the 17-yard line, 11:45 to go, third quarter. Baum wants to throw it, flushed out of the pocket to the right. Flag comes out to the end zone. It's Homick, one-arm catch. He holds it in the corner for a touchdown.
And it's coming back. Jake Adams is going to get called for the hold, I believe. Or Jake Abbott.
It is a hold against Case. It'll wipe out one of the more acrobatic Zach Homick touchdowns of his career. A one-handed stop of the pass as he was diving backward and hauled it in down to his chest as he made contact with the turf. What would have been a touchdown is wiped out on the hold. But hopefully they were filming that one well for the highlight reel.
L1 to tie for Homick. And that would have tied his career best and tied the school record for touchdowns in a single season.
He is tied for the school record with 12, which he caught last year. 11:37 to play. He'll try it again. 2nd down and 19 from the 27. Baum over the middle of the field for Homick. It is incomplete. Homick being trailed on the play by Nick Carabin, the sophomore linebacker. Now it's 3rd down and 19. Eleven and a half minutes to play, third quarter. Breeze blowing at the back of the Spartans right now. But a very warm day here in Cleveland. It is week 10 of the 2010 season. Case 7-2. Carnegie Mellon is 4-5. Here's the snap back to Baum. Wants to gun it downfield. Does so for Homick. He goes up for the pass. Makes the catch. He's in. It's a touchdown. Zach Homick's 12th touchdown of the year, his 2nd of the day. He had one wiped out a minute ago on the holding call, but this time it counts. And Case jumps on top by a score of 20-0.
Well, the acrobats continue for Zach Homick there. He caught the ball near the 1-yard line, stretched it into the end zone. As he fell back, the ball came loose, but he had already crossed the goal line with possession.
Ray Johnson was there defensively, but Homick able to control the ball. Here's the kick from Sam Coffey. It is up and it is good. And the Spartans' lead is now 21-0 over Carnegie Mellon with 11:27 to play here in quarter number 3. We'll take a timeout here. Back with more third quarter action in just a moment on the Spartans Broadcasting Network. David Wilson along with Ed Doherty from Case Field today as the Spartans and Tartans finish up UAA play. Chicago has completed the sweep in the conference. They will finish at 3-0. They have beaten Wash U today, 13-10. Case trying to avoid an 0-3 conference slate. They lead at 21-0, and Sam Coffey approaches the football for the kickoff. And this will drive all the way back inside the 5-yard line. It'll be brought back toward the middle of the field across the 20, out to the 24-yard line, and stopped right there. Carrying it back for the Tartans was Dave Burson. And Burson ends up with about a 20-yard return out to the 24-yard line. 1st and 10 Tartans in their own territory, trailing at 21-0. Joey Baum, 2 touchdown passes today, both of them to Zach Homick. He is 16 for 24, 157 yards. 11:20 to play, third quarter. Colstein will hand this one to Jake Nardone. Nice running room out across the 30-yard line. His knee touches down near the 32. Pickup of close to 8 on the play.
Okay, still has to be mindful on the defensive side. Even though you're up 21-0 against a team that is run-oriented, a quick hitter where you over-pursue, it creates a lot of openings on the backside, and a counter could go 60, 65 yards.
Kalstein again hands this one straight up the middle, and again, this one goes for very short yardage. It was Patrick Blanks on the carry, and it is short of the first down. No, they say he got the first down. A favorable spot for Carnegie Mellon, 1st and 10 from the 34-yard line. Oh, we have talked about this in years past when the Spartans have been able to build a lead on Carnegie Mellon. They are not the type of team for any kind of a lightning strike comeback. When they are down usually to stay. They'll pitch this one out. It's taken by Chris Garcia to the far side. He is ridden out of bounds by Mike Firamonte. Very short gain on first down. Second down, around 8 coming up after a 2-yard pickup for Chris Garcia of Carnegie Mellon.
For Carnegie Mellon, they can be down 1, even 2 scores because the offense can get that quick hitter before you can make an adjustment, or you overreact one time, maybe twice, and they get the big yardage. But when you're down 21-0 in this type of offense, it's hard to really continue to get big chunks and get back in a ball game.
Scissor play handoff. They go to Chris Garcia again. He took the handoff from Jake Nardone, who touched the ball first. And Garcia, it's out across the 40 near the 43. It'll be 3rd down and 2 for the Tartans here as they march out close to midfield. They're working at their own 43-yard line. 3rd down and 2 for the Tartans. They need to get out close to the 45. Kalstein gives it to Pratt. He'll try and get them first down yardage, and he does. It looks like he got across the 45-yard line. Finally brought down and tackled by Firamonte. And it's 1st and 10 as they move the chains again. This will be the 6th play of the drive. It started out on the 24-yard line. They are now working at their own 46, 21-0 Case. Nardone takes the handoff, turns it upfield, good yardage, first down across the 45 to the 40, and ridden out of bounds over there on the far side by Lucas Susala. And Nardone peels off some big yardage, and they'll move the chains once again. They're in Spartans territory, now at the 38-yard line. 1st and 10 Tartans. 3 turnovers in the first half against Carnegie Mellon. That is pretty much short-circuited their first half performance. In Case with a 3-touchdown lead right now. Here's the pitch. Comes out to the near side across the 40 to the 35. And down there, that was Jared DeLello. Jake Adams got in on the stop for Case. Pick up about 4 on the play to the 34, maybe to the 33-yard line. So they pick up 5, and it's 2nd down and 5.
Well, give Carnegie Mellon credit. They're going to stay in that offense. They're going to do what they know how to do, and that's run the football.
8:15 to play, 3rd quarter. DeLello again picks his way forward near the 30-yard line, straight up the middle. Hit a pile of guys. Susala was in there. English was there for Case. Again, knocking on the door for another first down. It'll be 3rd and we'll call it 1. They need to get just inside the 29-yard line. 3rd and 1 from the 30. 21-zip Case. Time continuing to move off the clock, though, as they continue to run the football. Pratt gets the first down as he dives over a couple of guys who were down and picks up 2.
But Jake Adams was there to meet him. Enough for a... No, they're going to call him short, Dave. I'm going to say Jake Adams stuffed him short.
Looked as if his initial leap forward might have gotten him the first down yardage, but as we said, they needed to get inside the 29. Looks like the football is resting right on the 29, so it is 4th and inches for Carnegie Mellon. With 7:10 to play, 3rd quarter, they'll give it to Pratt again, and this time he goes airborne and gets the first down. We have not seen anyone do that since Dan Whalen dove in against Widener. First and 10, Tartans. They will move the chains again. This is a nice drive that started on their own 24-yard line. Spartans lead at 21-0 here at Case Field today. Colstein to Nardone, looking for some blocking. Cuts it back in and gets close to the 25. Might have picked up 2 on the play. Second down for Carnegie Mellon as the Tartans are looking to avoid their first losing season in decades. They are 4-5 on the season, playing for a 500 campaign.
Everything on this drive has been on the ground.
They'll line up 2 receivers on the left side this time, but they will keep it on the ground and go to Chris Garcia. Tries to turn the right corner and does. Shakes a couple of tacklers, and then he ends up staying in bounds, but he gets inside the 20-yard line. That is going to be a pickup of close to 7 yards all the way down to the Case 18. 5:58 to play. Third down and less than 1 from the 18-yard line of the Spartans. They are looking straight into that sun, and so are we. Colstein to Pratt, bounces off a tackler, gets a yard, and then he is wrestled to the ground the second wave, but it looks like he got the first down yardage.
Initially he was stuffed, but Case couldn't wrap him up as he ran into the back of the pile. With it, he bounced off and picked up another first down, but each 4-down set, and Carnegie Mellon continues to use 3 of those downs. Costs them about a minute and a half as they move down the field.
Now 5:30 to go, third quarter. Watson and Firamonte finally made the stop on Pratt. First and 10 from the 17-yard line. Nardone with a sweep around the right side, gets inside the 15, and he is hit by Wodeka and a host of others. Firamonte was there as well. Doolin and English were trying to stretch that one out. He's inside the 15-yard line. Ball marked right at the 14. Second down and 7 after a 3-yard pickup for Jake Nardone. 21-zip Case, third quarter action. They will hand this one up the middle to Pratt, but whistles blew. I'm not sure if a flag came out or not.
Yeah, flag on the near side. It's going to be a false start against Carnegie Mellon.
So the 5 yards will be walked off against the Tartans, and it will come back to the 19-yard line. Instead of 2nd and 7, they're looking at a 2nd and 12, still inside the red zone. This will be the 15th play of the drive. 4:40 to play, third quarter. Nardone in motion, double handoff. They'll give it back to Patrick Blanks, and he goes nowhere. It's back to the line of scrimmage. English was in there. Adams was in there. Firamonte in there as well as Michael Harris. Check that. It was Colin Dessens who gave defensive help. Nardone leaves. New play brought in. They'll break huddle. 12 on the play clock now. 4 minutes on the game clock in the third quarter. Garcia in motion. Double handoff again. They'll flip it back to Colstein. Goes for the end zone. Double coverage. Man open in the back of the end zone. And it is incomplete. Out of bounds at the back of the end zone. Well, they gave the double handoff, the flip back to the quarterback. And the catch was actually made down there by Chris Luther, but he was out of bounds when he made the reception.
Well, a 21st century play off a 19th century offense.
Double coverage down there for the Spartans. Kerry Dieter was there, and I'm not sure who else. Might have been Zach Haas who dropped back to pressure Luther, and the pass was just too deep. Now Colstein again on fourth down, throws it over the middle. Zach Haas knocks it down, almost came up with a pick. It is incomplete. As the drive stalls out, they go for it on 4th and 12, and Haas with the nice defensive play to thwart the Tartans' bid to get on the board. A drive that spanned, I believe, 17 plays, Ed, as they marched down the field and got inside the 15-yard line but could not finish it off. Very close to a touchdown pass for the freshman quarterback, Rob Kalstein, but the Spartans dodged the bullet. Well, they get the ball back, and they will keep it on the ground here on the first play of the drive, taking over at the 19-yard line. That was Bill Deitman carrying for Case. Deitman gets over the 20, out near the 22, maybe the 23-yard line. 4-yard pickup, second down and 6 for Case Western Reserve. It is 21-0 Case with 3:19 to play in the third quarter. Joey Baum in the shotgun takes the snap, wings it out for Homick, makes the catch out near the 40-yard line. He quickly gets out of bounds at the 42-yard line. A pickup of 19 on the play for Case Western. And it's a first down for the Spartans as Homick records another reception.
Now near 125 yards receiving for the day.
Well, 12 catches today for Zach Homick. 140 yards receiving. We'll have to start checking his career highs for single games. I believe he has a couple 13 catch efforts in his career, but we will double check. Baum to throw it, goes to Webster, makes the grab out near midfield, across the 50, dives ahead, and gets out of bounds at the 46-yard line.
And the single game record, I believe, is 15 for Case Western.
Zach Homick, I think, earlier this year against Rochester had a 13 reception effort. We'll check in with Nick Minard, the SID.
And against Allegheny, he caught 3 consecutive passes in overtime. And that approached him near either 14 or possibly 15 catches in that game as well.
2:29 to play, third quarter. 21-0. Spartans leading it. They will go to Homick. He makes the grab. Now sidesteps one man, has running room. 45 down to the 40, across the 35 to the 30, and down to the 25-yard line before he is knocked down. Charles Tanner stopped him, the freshman, and kept him from going the distance, but he gets down to the 26-yard line of the Tartans as he makes another grab. That is number 13, and that one goes for 20 yards, and he's up to 160 yards receiving. .206 to play in the third quarter. Case driving now. First and 10 from the 26. Baum to throw it. Now steps up in the pocket. Still wants to get rid of it. Throws it for Webster. It is incomplete, but Baum was across the line of scrimmage when he finally let go of the pass.
Yeah, he was up near the 25 when he let it go. Line of scrimmage was near the 27.
Illegal forward pass called against the Spartans. 1:54 to play in the third quarter. And it is 21-0. Case leading it. They have not yet scored in the third quarter. The Tartans have had the football for the majority of the third quarter on a long drive that ended up stalling out. And Case, although they bent, did not break on that long drive by Carnegie Mellon.
And remember, Dave, that the illegal forward pass is a 5-yard penalty, but more important, it's a loss of down. So it is 2nd and 15 for Case Western.
Baum back to throw it. Again, pressure. He throws it to Deitman over the middle of the field, makes the catch across the 20, down near the 16-yard line before he is sandwiched and forced to the turf. Case gets a lot of that yardage back, and it is very close to a first down. The spot looks favorable for Case. It will be third down, though. Third and less than a yard for Case with 90 seconds left to go in quarter number 3.
I'd like to see Sean Nicely get a touchdown pass here. Touchdown reception.
Nicely is one touchdown catch away from tying the Case record for career touchdown receptions. Baum with the sneak tries to get the final couple of yards, or the final yard they needed for a first down, and he did get it. Against Rochester early this year, Zach Homick had 13 catches for 161 yards. And against Allegheny, he had 14 for 130 yards. So he has eclipsed that, those two games with his yardage today, and he has 13 catches on the afternoon. Under a minute to play, third quarter. Baum to throw into the end zone. It's nicely in the corner. He makes the catch. It's a touchdown, Spartans. And Sean Nicely moves up in the record books as well as he ties David Kalavig's record of 31 touchdown receptions in his Spartans career. David Kalavig set the record from 2001 through 2004, and Nicely now with 31 TD catches himself in his stellar Spartans career. Here is the snap back to Scott. The hold, the kick by Coffey is up, and it is good. 28-0. The Spartans lead Carnegie Mellon as Sean Nicely, the senior out of Willoughby South High School, grabs number 31 in his career. And on the season for Sean Nicely, that is touchdown number 7.
Well, and for Joey Baum, that's 23 touchdown passes this season.
Joey Baum on the day, 21 of 29 for 237 yards. And now 3 touchdowns, 2 to Zach Homick and 1 to Sean Nicely. We have 46 seconds left in the third quarter. Well, Case was hoping to come out with an effort like this today, and they lead it 28-0. And the seniors really leading the way today. Joey Baum, Sean Nicely, Zach Homick. Sam Coffey has been perfect today on point after touchdown kicks.
Officially a 7-play, 81-yard drive. Took 2 minutes and 59 seconds.
Line drive kick by Sam Coffey goes all the way back to Blanks at the 5. Out across the 20 to the 25. And he is hit there and dropped by Wade Self, the sophomore, who records the tackle on the kickoff coverage. 39 seconds left in the third quarter, and Case leading it by a score of 28-0 here at Case Field.
Case now with 319 yards in total offense. Carnegie Mellon just 192. And you mentioned Baum's numbers, 21 of 29 on the afternoon. Carnegie Mellon, they are 3 of 9 through the air. That is Rob Kelstein. And he has 2 interceptions for a total of 12 yards passing.
Nardone goes in motion. Kelstein hands it to Blanks, straight up the middle. And gets out close to the 30-yard line, picks up 5. And that may be the final play of the third quarter if Carnegie Mellon cannot get out of the huddle in time. And it does not look like they're going to appear to do so. Well, now they do. They hustle up to the line. Now 14 seconds left in the quarter. Kelstein back to throw it. Wings it for Nardone. Makes the catch out near the 35-yard line. Stays in bounds. And it is going to be good for the first down as the clock stops with 4.3 seconds left. And they will move the chains. And then I don't believe they will get another play off. So they will restart the clock as soon as they set the markers. It'll be the end of the third quarter, and Case leading it by a score of 28-0 over Carnegie Mellon. Fourth quarter is coming up next. We'll have it for you after this on the Spartans Broadcasting Network. David Wilson along with Ed Doherty from the beautiful confines of Case Field at Case Western Reserve University. Spartans football today against Carnegie Mellon. 28-0. 15 minutes showing on the clock. Tartans football, they have it 1st and 10 from the 35-yard line. Patrick Blanks trying to turn the left corner, and they will string it out. And the Spartans hold them for a loss on the play. Blanks unable to turn it upfield. Jake Adams was out there along with Rich Doolin and Mike Firamonte.
Well, at this point now, it's an opportunity for some of the seniors to see some action, finish out their career, enjoy their final 15 minutes of play, as Case has the game well in hand, 28-0.
2nd down and 13 after a loss of 3 on the play. Kalstein steps back, wings it over the middle. Pass is caught out there by Chris Luther. Luther makes the reception out across the 35 near the 37-yard line, a pickup of 5. And it will be 3rd down and 8. It was Luther who caught that potential touchdown pass in the end zone, but was out of the beyond the back line of the end zone when he came down with it on Carnegie Mellon's long drive in the 3rd quarter. 14 minutes to play now in the season. Here on Senior Day at Case Western Reserve. Kalstein back to throw. This guy is just a freshman. Fires it over to the far side, and the pass is caught over there by the tight end. That is Zach Gallup who comes up with it. Trying to see if that was Gallup or, nope, that is Charlie Primbus. Primbus, the freshman out of Hawken School here in the Cleveland area. Primbus hauls it in out at the 48-yard line. It is a 1st down, 1st and 10 for the Tartans. Still operating in their own territory at the 48. Here is the handoff. Kalstein will try to cut it back upfield himself. Gets across the 50 out near the 47-yard line. Picks up 5 on the 1st down play. 2nd down and 5. Well, it's not often, Ed, you see a freshman quarterback, but that is what Rich Lackner is developing right now at Carnegie Mellon. And the quarterback in their wing T offense.
And a local kid to boot. He's from the Pittsburgh area, from Monroeville.
He'll take the snap here and roll back to throw. Looking downfield, guns it on the run, but throws it behind his intended target. Chris Luther incomplete. It'll be 3rd down and 5. The quarterback in their wing T offense is not quite as vital as it is in other types of offenses that are more pass-oriented, but yet you still need a guy who can have a steady hand back there and manage drives and throw it when necessary.
You know, there's a different set of football skills that are required for a kid that's in a wing T as opposed to a pocket or pro set offense.
He's not big, just 5'10", 170. He'll take the snap, gun it out to Primbus again, who makes the catch and gets to the 45-yard line, but well short of the 1st down. That one is only going to go for about 2 yards. It looked like it was designed to be a slant, but he did not get very far in to the hash mark area before he was tackled. And it's 4th down and 3 from the Case 45. 12:25 to play in the 4th quarter. The lights are on here at Case Field, but it is still a very bright and beautiful fall afternoon. Now they get the 1st down as they go for it on 4th, and they hand it to Jake Nardone. And he powers his way out across the 40-yard line before he is finally tackled by Haas, Wotica, and Sasala. They'll mark it at the 39-yard line. So Nardone with a pressure carry and gets the 1st down.
Well, Spartans with their first-team defense still out there despite being up 28-0 in the 4th quarter.
Kalstein takes the snap, goes to Nardone again. Spins straight up the middle. Stays right on the hash mark on the near side of the field and gets out near the 35-yard line. He picks up 4, and it will be a 2nd down and 6 for the Tartans. 28-0 Case, 4th quarter action. We'll split out 2 receivers now. Primbus lines up as well as Tim Kitka. They will hand this ball to DeLello, and he slips and falls as he tries to sprint out to the left side and could not turn it upfield. He slides down right at the line of scrimmage. And it will be 3rd down and 6 from the 35-yard line. Well, Case, as we said, and you don't want to continue to belabor the point, but the Spartans at 7-2 within a whisker and just a couple of plays of being 9-0 and trying to complete another undefeated season. Nardone is upended as he carries close to the 30-yard line. He'll be short of the first down. In fact, they mark him back to the 31, and it's going to be 4th and 2 after a 4-yard pickup.
And coaches were complaining there that the offensive line for Case, or for the Tartans, had Dale English in a high-low situation. He was engaged up high and then got chop blocked down near the knees, which now in college football is a penalty. You can't engage high and then go low.
Here's Kalstein on 4th and 2. They give it to Pratt. He has the first down. Pratt, good hard running straight ahead. Got a nice block sprung for him there. It looked like the tight end was helping out. That was Zach Gallup who helped open up that hole. And Pratt gets a first down with a 3-yard pickup, and it's 1st and 10 from the 28-yard line. They will break huddle and come back to the line of scrimmage. 5 minutes gone by here in the 4th quarter at Case Field. Garcia gets the handoff, hands it off to Nardone, and he is tackled by James Wadika, who came in and strung that play out and tackled Nardone back at the 30-yard line.
It's a loss of a couple. Very aggressive play by Wadika. After he got away from the initial contact by Michael Harris in the backfield.
9.5 minutes to play now in the 4th quarter. Case on top, 28-zip in the wrap-up of the 2010 season. Blanks goes in motion to the far side. Kalstein takes the snap, drops back to throw, and he will go down in a heap as Michael Harris got to him to record the sack. Big Mike Harris comes in and wipes out the freshman, Rob Kalstein, who had nowhere to go with it.
Now nearly a 7-minute drive for Carnegie Mellon. They started with about 40 seconds to go in the 3rd quarter. Officially now it'll be 15 plays. This will be the 16th play of the drive.
Michael Harris with his 2nd sack of the season. Kalstein to throw it, 3rd down and 18, and they will get him again. Adam Watson, Rich Doolin in there on the sack. Back-to-back sacks for the Spartans. And a 4th down and 25 is coming up as the Spartans tack on another 7-yard loss after their 2nd consecutive quarterback sack.
We have an official timeout for an official. The linesman turned an ankle. Now going to try to walk it off, Dave.
He is going to try and tough it out. And he is limping noticeably as he stands over near the Case sideline. 4th down and 25. The line of scrimmage is the Case 43. Dan Calabrese is back deep, standing on his own 10-yard line. Richard Pattison is the punter for Carnegie Mellon. Here is the snap. And there is the kick. High spiraling kick will go into the end zone, and it will be a touchback. 43-yard punt and no return as the Spartans will bring it out to the 20-yard line for their next offensive possession.
Well, for Carnegie Mellon, that's the 2nd time this half they've had a sustained drive. 17 plays, now 16 plays, and came up empty-handed both times. A testament to the Case defense. And that looking down the barrel of that wing tee and able to stop it and not allow points.
2 big defensive plays on there on the back-to-back sacks by Harris. And then a combo of Watson and Doolin Spartans will keep it on the ground here and keep it in the hands of Derek Bush. Bush, who has a touchdown today. It was his 11th carry. And he is getting close to the 50-yard mark in his final Case appearance. 7.5 minutes to play. Joey Baum approaches the line of scrimmage. Zach Homick is the lone man on the left. Nicely is on the right. Bush is in the backfield. Here is the snap back to Baum. Baum rushes now as he tries to escape the pocket and is tackled as he gets out to the 21-yard line. It'll be a 3rd down and 9 coming up for Case. Well, Ed, I remember as the season ended a year ago and the Spartans were losing all of that talented senior class, Dan Whalen and Tim Cowdrick and many others on that team, Bobby Bott. The thought was, how will they ever replace those players? And the Spartans came out this year, went 7-0 behind Joey Baum, who has had a terrific senior campaign in his first season as the starter, as he drops back here to throw, and he's in trouble, and he will go down. Baum is sacked. This time Dallas Hartman records the sack. He's a freshman, 6'4", 225 out of New Wilmington, PA. And Baum is sacked for no gain there, no loss, but it is still 4th down and 9. But I guess the point being is you wondered how Case would reload. They did. This team is within a couple of plays of being equally unbeaten. And they have represented themselves equally as well as the Case teams before them. Here is the snap back to Dan Vassell, and he will get the punt away. They were coming after it. The ball will be caught on a diving catch by Dan Miller out near the 42-yard line. Actually, they'll mark him back to the 43. And it'll be 1st and 10, Carnegie Mellon, with just under 6 to play.
Well, the senior class that graduated last year had 36 wins in their time here on campus. They were 36-8. And this senior class will be 39-5. So they have eclipsed what was considered the greatest class to graduate football-wise in Case's history.
Justin Pratt rumbles straight ahead, gets out to the 30-yard line. That's his biggest gain of the day of 13 yards. And a 1st down for the Tartans. 1st down and 10. Clock moving with 5:40 to play. And with the Tartans in control here, they may run off a large portion of this final 5 minutes. It is 28-0 Case. There is the snap. They have a new quarterback in the game. Pratt carries down to the 25-yard line, and he is tackled there by Ryan Ferguson of the Spartans. Also in there on the defensive stop was Kevin Nossum. The new quarterback is Seth, and I'm going to check on this one before I try it, Seth Naperkowski, who is now piloting this team.
He's a junior.
Naperkowski out of Lower Burrell, PA. They will give the football to Chris Garcia, and Garcia gets inside the 25, but he's tackled near the 23-yard line, short of the 1st down.
I think most important what this senior class has done is they've continued the tradition of winning here at Case. You look back to the class from the mid-'80s that was considered the best leading into this group, and that was a group led by Fred DeSanto, and they had 35 wins as a class, but they weren't able to sustain it. This group at 8-2 continues on that winning tradition of a 10-0, 10-0, 10-0, now 8-2, and you still have a defense again that returns 8 starters next year, and offensively you have to replace your quarterback, 2 wide receivers, and your skill positions, but the offensive line as well has some underclassmen that'll become seniors. So there's a good group and a good nucleus to again continue that trend of winning here in University Circle.
Justin Pratt with another 1st down run of 4 yards to the Case 19. 1st and 10. Naperkowski turns around, hands the football to Jared DeLello, and he is wiped out back at the 20-yard line. Another nice play turned in by Carrie Dieter. Dieter, the sophomore corner out of McKees Rock, PA. Second down and 10. The no gain play. 3.5 minutes to play here in the fourth quarter. Well, it's certainly been a very entertaining season, to say the least. They will give it to Nardone, gets inside the 15, down close to the 13, 6-yard pickup.
09 was defined by tremendous amount of blowouts, but this season you had the 1-point win at Rochester on the comeback. You had the 1-point win, or the 4-point win in Rochester on the final minute. You had the 1-point win against Allegheny on a blocked extra point. Then the 1-point loss to WashU. So different feeling about this season than last year when the team was piling up nearly 500 points.
We'll give this one again to DeLillo, and he dives down across the 10 and now inside the 5-yard line before he is stopped.
Ball came loose, but they're going to say he was down, and now Luke Sasala is going to come to the sideline, Dave.
Sasala limping off. Lucas Sasala finishing up his Spartans career today, the senior out of Katanning, Pennsylvania. His older brother Lee played here as well. 2.5 minutes to play here in the fourth quarter. It is a first down, 1st and goal for Carnegie Mellon as they try and avoid the whitewash here today. It's 28-0 Case. Napierkowski, the quarterback, under center. Takes the snap. They'll go to Justin Pratt. He is hit and driven backwards. He has usually been able to get positive yardage today, but that time he is stopped cold by Jake Adams. Adams, the junior.
Ryan Ferguson also there for Case, sophomore linebacker.
2 minutes to play here in the fourth quarter. Case will be celebrating a win today as they will finish the season with a victory. 28-0. They will hand it off. This one carried up the middle by Dave Burson, still on his feet, and the Spartans keep him from getting in. They'll give him forward progress and get a couple of yards out of this. It'll be 3rd and goal from the 2-yard line, maybe the 2.5. 90 seconds left. Both teams have 3 timeouts left here in the second half, but it does not look like Carnegie Mellon is going to, or will they? There's a timeout taken. Like I said, it looks like they will use one. 1:20 to play, and the clock stops here at Case Field on this beautiful Saturday afternoon with the Spartans leading at 28-0.
Well, the Spartans are looking now for their 4th consecutive win against Carnegie Mellon. This senior class will not have suffered a loss to Mellon, and they will have maintained the Academic Bowl trophy for their entire time here on campus.
Quickly here, while we have a chance, we will run down the seniors who are finishing up their careers today. Zach Homick, Brian Webster, Joey Baum, Zach Haas, Bill Deitman, Derek Bush, James Wodika, Lucas Sasala, Tim Lotz, William Kakish, Josh Gerschlak, Marcus Kluzinski, Matt Yanosko, Sean Nicely, and Sam Coffey. These are the seniors who were honored today here on Senior Day at Case Western Reserve. They will hand it to Pratt again, and he is hit again. Second effort.
He did not get in. He didn't get in, Dave. They're going to hold that line.
He is going to be inside the 1. And now just 1:08 to go in the game. Case with a nice wall there, and it kept Pratt from getting in even after he bounced off the initial contact and tried to dive down under the pile to get in.
Pride against pride here. Carnegie Mellon looking to avoid the shutout. Case looking to preserve it on Senior Day.
Justin Pratt with 10 touchdowns on the season. He's the lone setback. He gets the ball. He's tripped up on 4th and 1, and the Spartans will take over on downs and complete the shutout today over Carnegie Mellon. A great goal line stand to finish the season as the Spartans come off the field to congratulations from the Case players and coaches after holding on 4th and 1.
Well, Carnegie Mellon ran 17 and 16 and 10 in their last 3 possessions. So 43 offensive plays, and the Case defense did not allow a point.
Case will have the football
That's
at
Snyder.
their own 1 yard line, and Kyle Snyder is the quarterback for Case, and he dives straight ahead. They cannot take a knee or it would be a safety, and he picks up a couple of yards on the sneak, and they will not have to run another play. The 2010 season is 25 seconds away from going into the history books. Players start to congratulate each other on the field. Case with a spirited effort today, and they will finish this campaign with a record of 8-2.